Hello, my name is Putkonen. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm talking about the experience of self is illusory. Now I know that there are many mystical experiences and spiritual experiences and glimpses and such, but I'm addressing this one today because there are many people that think they've experienced the self, albeit usually temporary, actually always temporary, and the experience goes away. And inevitably then the question becomes, well, how do I make this permanent? How do I, these people that have this experience, they're like, well, how can I make this experience permanent? And there's a couple different issues here. First of all, no experience is permanent. There is no constant experience. Any constant experience immediately fades into the background and is no longer noticed. Because it's always been present, we have never noticed the atmospheric pressure, be it a roughly 15 pounds of pressure, depending where you live, constantly crushing the body in all directions. We don't notice it. And so it is things like this, constants. If you're in a constant speed on a perfectly smooth electro-levitation train, for example, that has no windows, you won't know if you're moving or not. Because what we notice is g-force. So be it a turn, uphill, downhill, acceleration, deceleration, we need a change in experience to notice it. The constant speed goes unnoticed and actually may feel like you're not moving at all. And so going after a constant experience is foolhardy. Now, also, the self can't see itself. Fundamentally, the I cannot see itself. The I is incapable of seeing itself. It can see objects, but never itself. And although someone might look into a mirror and you go, well, that's the I, well, no, you've been fooled by the illusion. What you're really seeing is a mirror, and what you're seeing is a reflection, hopefully accurate. Maybe it's a funhouse mirror with ripples or tinted in some way, and so it might change your eye color without you noticing or whatever. Who knows all the various things that could be warped through the mirror, but you assume you're seeing the eye, but you're not seeing the eye. You're seeing a reflection. Hopefully a good reflection. Could be a poor reflection. But it's not the I. It is impossible for the I to see itself. And this is somewhat reinforced in the Upanishads, because there's the Kena Upanishad. And, it's a somewhat classic phrase, maybe you've heard it before, but, it's said, not that which the eye can see, but that by which the eye can see. Know this to be Brahman the eternal. And then it also says, not that which the ear can hear, but that whereby the ear can hear. Know this to be Brahman the eternal. And it goes on for all the various senses. But what it's saying is, it's not the experience. It's not what the eye sees, it's not what the ear hears. It's that by which the senses can function. So if the eye is looking, for example, the eye can't see itself. It is, so it's always by which the eye can see is what can't be seen by itself. And so the self never becomes an experience of the self. It never becomes an object, because it's not the experience, but by which, that by which the experience can arise. And of course, they say Brahman, but in Advaita Vedanta, Atman or self is Brahman. And so it's, the self is that by which you can experience whatever experience it is. And so it's always out of view, because although you can experience and be aware of, you can't see that by which is experiencing or that which is aware. It's further back. And so in this, all experiences of the self are illusory. They were never the self. What you experienced was not the self, a reflection at best, some kind of concept, some kind of construction. But it was that by which the experience could arise is the real self. And that can't be seen, just like the eye can't see itself. I know I'm going a little circular here, but they go together. And so it's important to realize this and see this clearly, because this, I think, will also help people to not be experience seekers. They're not looking for a new experience, because none of these experiences is it. And trying to seek out the experience of self, of pure awareness, of absolute reality, or whatever, you are missing the point entirely. Because pure awareness, or awareness, pure is just, it's awareness and there's nothing else, but awareness cannot be aware of itself. At best, there's a memory of awareness, or some kind of other mental reflection, and you could be aware of that. Similarly, this is why some people, when they come to me and they go, well, can you explain or talk about being aware of awareness? I can't, because I don't recommend trying to be aware of awareness, because you fundamentally cannot be aware of awareness. Just be awareness. Be that whereby there is awareness. And so quit trying to be aware of things, conscious of things, experience things. It's not that. As soon as you're able to get it as an object and go, oh, that's it. No, you've lost it entirely. And so something to be aware of, something to not seek after. Don't seek these experiences. If some kind of cool experience arises, great, but don't be fooled into thinking that was the self, or that was pure awareness or consciousness or whatever. No, that wasn't it. It never becomes an object. But if you got any questions, comments, please post below. Until next time, thank you much.